Amelia Hart didn't vanish in a snowstorm. There was no fire, no freak accident, no trace of forced entry, no claw marks, no blood trail, no signs of wildlife. She didn't radio any distress call. She didn't leave a note. When the ranger showed up on May 17th to rotate her out of the station, Tower 9 was exactly as it should be. Clean, orderly, undisturbed. Except for one thing. She was gone. No footprints. No indication she ever left. Her sleeping bag was still warm, and her radio was still turned on. Her notes were stacked, her gear packed away neatly. The only thing she left behind was her final log entry, scribbled hastily in the back of her journal. I see it now. It's always been out. There, and it sees me too. That was it. That was the end of her paper trail. Internally, the Park Service called it a disappearance. Quietly. No press release. No public records. Her family was told she must have gotten lost, wandered out, maybe fell, maybe froze, maybe worse. That her remains would likely surface in a season or two, but they never did. And Tower 9 was shut down 2 weeks later. Official reason, budget cuts. Unofficially, no one wanted to take that post after what they found in her log. The logs themselves aren't that strange, not at first. Amelia was a detail-oriented woman. Former forestry tech. No signs of instability. No history of hallucinations. First week in the tower, her notes were mostly about weather patterns, bird activity, wind speed, normal things. She'd note when a squirrel raided her rations, or when the solar panels weren't charging efficiently. On day 3, she mentioned hearing distant voices during the night, but attributed it to a weather inversion, sound traveling from miles away. Nothing unusual. She even joked in the margins. Weird acoustics up here. Maybe I'm overhearing Canada. But by day 7, her tone started to change. She noted a faint orange light in the woods around 2:10 a.m. Thought it was probably campers. Then she added a second note beneath it. Light moved between trees. No smoke. Too fast. Didn't behave like fire. On day 9, she logged a figure. Near the eastern ridgeline. No photos, but she described it as tall, upright, unmoving, no backpack or gear. Gone when I looked again. What stood out to investigators later wasn't just what she saw. It was how quickly she started questioning herself. She started crossing out her own sentences, pacing her handwriting, drawing arrows from one entry to the next, like she was trying to make a connection she couldn't explain. One page was ripped out completely. On the back of the next page, in large letters, she wrote, "Something is wrong with the forest. It doesn't sleep. From day 10 to day 14, there are long gaps in her logs." When she writes again, her entry is short. I lost time. Woke up in the stairwell. Cold. No memory. Something knocked on the trapdoor last night. There's no elaboration. Just the next day's weather report written like she was trying to pretend nothing happened. Like she was talking herself out of fear. From there, her behavior grows more. Erratic, but not in the way you'd expect. She doesn't panic. She doesn't beg for help. She gets quiet. She writes shorter notes. Stops eating full meals. Mentions shadows near the perimeter, but never goes out to check. She says the radio crackles at 3:12 a.m. every night, but never connects to anyone. Sometimes she hears breathing on the other end. Sometimes it just clicks on and off. Day, 16. There's something between the trees. I see it every night now. It waits at the same spot. It knows I've noticed. Day 18. I watched it wave today. Same motion, slow. Arm never bends. Too long. By day 21, she's stopped writing about the weather. Instead, she writes about how the forest doesn't match the maps. How the compass spins in circles, even when there's no metal around. How she walks a straight path and ends up back where she started. Her language gets clinical, measured. She doesn't call it a creature. She doesn't call it a ghost. She calls it the presence. Day 24. The presence doesn't make noise. Doesn't break branches. It's just there. Like it belongs. More than I do. I think it's been watching this tower for longer than I've been alive. I think it's part of the woods. Or the woods are part of it. One entry that made investigators pause was this. I think someone else was here before me. There are carvings under the desk. Names, messages. Most are scratched out. One says, it only wants the ones who see it. Another says, do not. Face the tree line. They checked. There were indeed deep scratch marks beneath the desk surface, most illegible. But one word repeated, don't. Just that. Over and over. Day 27. Mirror is wrong. Doesn't show me anymore. Shows. The room, but I'm not in it. Day 28. It was under the tower last night. Didn't knock this time. Just stood there. I heard the wood strain. Day 29. I think the radio is speaking in reverse. Played it back. Still makes no sense. Just static with rhythm. Her handwriting grows uneven. Sometimes shaking. Other times stretched out like she was writing from far away. She stops sleeping. Logs multiple entries at night. Notes a second figure appearing, identical to the first, but smaller, like a child. Says she heard it whisper something directly beneath her bed. She sees us. Her final entry, the one that matters, is scrawled in heavy ink. Across the last 2 pages, it reads, it doesn't kill you. It empties you, leaves the body, takes the rest. I think that's what happened to the last one. Maybe that's what Tower 9 is for. To feed it. To watch who watches back. I'm done. Watching. I'm going down now. She never did. Or if she did, she left no trace. No body. No trail. No exit. Rangers combed the area for days. Dogs couldn't pick up a scent. The cameras at the base station never saw her descend. It was like she was erased. The official records do not include the contents of her journal. The Park Service lists her as missing, presumed deceased. Tower 9 was permanently decommissioned. But there's one thing the file doesn't mention. On May 23rd, 6 days after she vanished, a pilot flying a fire patrol route reported seeing someone standing at the top of the supposedly empty tower. When he radioed in, no one responded. By the time search crews reached the site again, the tower was empty. But the trapdoor was opened in the years since. Hikers have reported hearing static in the woods at night, like an old radio turning itself on. Some have claimed to see a woman standing among the trees, still as stone, looking straight ahead even in pitch black. There are no confirmed sightings, no follow-ups, just quiet stories that get passed from ranger to ranger, shared only with the new hires, always with the same warning. Don't look too long. It knows who looks. Tower 9 isn't on any official map anymore, but the foundation is still there. The stairs are gone, the top collapsed. And if you ever find yourself deep in that stretch of forest, don't linger near the old clearing. Don't stare into the trees. And if you hear your name spoken just once, clearly, from somewhere you can't see, keep walking.